What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Don't forget as well, please, to like and share the videos. I know I always say this, but thank you to everyone that does do that. You can also support the channel as well. I do have a Patreon account. The link is in the description. All right, boxing this weekend from the Copper Box. It is only just there. I might actually go to this one. I did apply for media accreditation, and I got an email back yesterday saying, what did it say? It said something along the lines of, thank you for your application. Unfortunately, it's been oversubscribed, so we can't offer you ringside seats, but we can offer you a general ticket to go and watch. Nothing wrong with that. I'm fucking more than happy with that. So, yeah, I'm probably going to accept that offer and go and watch some boxing for free, which is good, and then report on it. Yeah, I did say I want to get out and watch more boxing. I mean, I think in order to do this, which is talk about boxing, I think you've got to go to some boxing matches, surely. So I will probably be there. So if anyone's there, want to catch up and say hi, feel free to come over and let's talk a bit of boxing. All right, so the Copper Box, it will be headlined by Daniel Dubois versus Fujimoto. Kyotaro Fujimoto, who has a record of 21-1. Daniel Dubois unbeaten. Before we talk about that fight, let's have a quick look at the full fight card, and we are going to do a scores on the doors thing. So let's have a look. All right, so Tommy Fury versus, this is on BoxRec, and it's saying Tommy Fury versus to be announced. The fight card's in 4 days. 3 days. 4 days. It's coming up. To be announced ain't good, right? Especially when they are, I don't know. Anyway, it's only his third fight, so it doesn't really matter too much. Cruiserweight fight up next. James Branch versus Istvan Alsos. James Branch unbeaten, 6 fights, 6 wins. Alsos has a record of 16-52. I think we know how that one ends. Super bantamweight fight, Lucian Reed, apologies, who's 8-0-2, 2 draws in there, takes on Stefan Nicolay, who is 3-21. I mean, they can do better matchmaking than that. I mean, Lucian Reed is 10 fights in, 10 fights unbeaten. He's still fighting a guy, he's still fighting 3-21. Can do better than that. Sonny Edwards, super flyweight action. Sonny Edwards, this is for the vacant British super flyweight title. He takes on Marcel Braithwaite. I like Sonny Edwards, I do. I think he's good fighter and good character as well. So wish him good luck in that one. He'll get the job done in that one. This is the fight that I do like. Liam Williams, 21-2 against Alantes Fox, 26-1. That's a good matchup. That's a good matchup. That's obviously fight of the night. And then obviously headlined by Daniel Dubois versus Fujimoto. All right, what would you give this fight card out of 10? 4? I'm being harsh. 4? I could be harsher, by the way. I could be harsher. 4. I can't go higher than 4. I really can't. And I'm only giving it a 4 because of that Liam Williams fight. Sonny Edwards fight might be good. Daniel Dubois fight isn't going more than a couple of rounds. I saw Rob Tebbett on Boxing Social say something along the lines of, if this fight goes more than 3 rounds, he's going to shave his head. So that's what people think about this fight. I just feel like this fight, and we're talking about Daniel Dubois now, it's almost like a stat padding fight. Like, it means nothing. He's going to get nothing from it. Absolutely nothing from it. And no, this is no disrespect to Fujimoto, but Fujimoto is a tiny heavyweight. He might come under 16 stone. He's a tiny heavyweight. He's about 6 foot. He's a former kickboxer, and he's fought at no real level in terms of boxing. So, yeah, he gets nothing from this fight. So it's a stat padding fight. Daniel Dubois' record right now is 13-0. 14-0 just sounds better. That's all it is. It gets nothing from this fight whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. I feel like the first half of Daniel Dubois' 2019 was good, right? I think obviously Nathan Gorman fight was in there. Rajvan Kajanu was in there, and was it Ebenezer Tete was in there. I think that's solid. I think that's pretty good. I think the second half, Latte and now Fujimoto, it's just like pointless. And I get people are going to kind of counter that by saying, yeah, everyone does that. And I agree, everyone stat pads, by the way, everyone, right? It just, again, you just want, it just sounds more attractive when your boxer, especially to the casual fans who maybe don't go and look at who they fought, just sounds more attractive when your boxer is 20-0, right? And casual fans won't go and look at who has that person fought. They just see a 20-0 fighter and think, my God, 20 fights unbeaten. But then you sometimes have to go and look at who they have fought. And I think that's what they're doing with Daniel Dubois here. And that's no discredit to Daniel Dubois, but I think he's a good talent. But I think the problem I have with the matchmaking is that on the one hand, Frank is letting him fight guys like this. And then when you ask Frank a question in the interview, Frank will say stuff like, he's already top 10 in the world. He's going to fight for a world title in 2020. He can beat that person. He can beat this person. He probably knocked down AJ in sparring. I mean, if he can do all those things and you're proclaiming he's going to do all these things, why is he fighting a Fujimoto? I mean, if it was just a case of everyone just kept quiet, just like his management are doing, by the way. I spoke to his management at the first press conference for this fight, and they were very humble, just saying they just want to kind of steadily build. They're happy with that progression. But then Frank's chucking it in, saying he's going to be a world champion next year, or he's going to fight for a world title next year. You want him to be in the mix next year. You can't say those things, and then your last two fights of this year have been this level of opponent. I don't think it works like that. I think Daniel Dubois is a talent. It's difficult to know how much of a talent he is because, again, any decent heavyweight would blow away the guys he's blown away. Any heavyweight, any decent level, any prospect heavyweight is beaten Gorman, is beaten Fujimoto. I'm talking like he's already beat Fujimoto, by the way. Is beaten Tete, is beaten Latte. So I think people need to, I don't know, calm down a bit. Like I've seen some things online and it's like, oh, Daniel Dubois, how would Daniel Dubois get on against Dillian White? Or how would Daniel Dubois get on against Derek Chisora? It's like, guys, there are levels here. I mean, Chisora would smash to pieces everything Daniel Dubois has done. And so, obviously, Dillian White would literally annihilate them. So, I don't know. I think it's a pointless fight. I think there are too many decent guys in the top 40, by the way, not even the top 20, top 40, who will give Daniel Dubois good rounds, very good rounds, and test him, and then prepare him for what's to come in 2020. Fujimoto won't do that. So again, for me, it's a stat padding fight, and it just, I don't know, it just sounds good, doesn't it? It just sounds good that Daniel Dubois had 5 fights in 2019, and he stopped 5 of his guys in 2019. It just sounds good. I'd rather, as someone that supports and likes Daniel Dubois, I'd rather him have fights against the likes of Kevin Johnson, who took him all the distance, took him the full 12, was it 12 or 10 rounds? Those are the fights you learn from. You learn nothing from bowling over guys like Fujimoto. You learn nothing whatsoever. And again, there seems to be a massive contradiction on Frank setting you up with these guys, and on the other hand, Frank saying you're ready for the guys in the top 10. Like, stop the bullshit. Someone's obviously lying here, and I think we know who it is. So, yeah, look, I wish Daniel Dubois all the success in 2020. I'm sure he's going to get some success. But I hope that Frank, and Frank doesn't do this, Frank's cautious, we know this. But I hope Frank doesn't take him from this to guys in and around the top 20. I really don't. I'm trying to think of sort of ideal opponents for Daniel Dubois, because it's one thing me saying he shouldn't fight these guys. So who should he fight? Who's out there? Who is out there? What he should fight? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even, like, all right, this will be a tough one. It will be a tough one, but after coming off a loss, I think this could be a decent opponent for him. And people might laugh and say he blows this guy away. Then cool. If he does, fantastic. Eric Molina. Eric Molina, who lost to Hrgovic recently. That would be a good next one. That would be a good next one. I mean, Molina's got experience. Personally, I think Molina's done. I think Hrgovic's shown that. But I'd rather see a Molina than a Fujimoto. That's the kind of level I'm talking about. And then you can go from there, and then you start going that way. But I think Molina would be a good name. And then you got the guys like, I always mentioned him, I don't know why, but the Dubois of the world. And then if you beat that, then you got the Charles Martins. So you got those kind of guys, Gerald Washingtons. Then I don't know, there's others out there, but that's the kind of level I want to see him mix. So a Molina type, maybe not a Molina, but a Molina type, then a Charles Martin, then a Gerald Washington, and then you kind of creep into that top 20. And then in the top 20, I mean, fucking hell, good luck. There's sharks everywhere. But that's what I want to see from Danny Dubois. So prediction, Danny Dubois will get rid of him when he wants to get rid of him. So I'm going kind of what Rob Tebbett said. I'm going 3, maybe even 2, maybe even the first fucking round, if I'm honest. If he could land and that's it. And then everyone's going to start messaging me saying, oh, Ade, he's ready for that. He's ready for Chisora. He's ready for Dillian White because he knocked out Fujimoto in a round. Peace.